Okay guys, here we are, a new gaming PC with a Ryzen processor, 7 of the 7000 series, to be specific 7730U, which as you can see has two USB inputs and a USB Type-C on the front. It is from the KAMRUI brand, and here, as you can see, it has 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. And you're already saying, Darek, but why do you bring a video like this here? And today, my bros, as you saw the title of this video, let's build a PC, totally minimalist gamer. One thing to tell you is that this PC here doesn't weigh anything. It weighs the same as a remote control. It weighs nothing at all. It is very light, and from the bottom, well, we have the fan where it expels all the hot air, and where we can also place this stand to put it behind a monitor and leave it in a minimalist way so that it does not occupy no space in our setup. As many of you know, I like this type of PC because they are very compact, and at the same time, they are powerful. And this model here, my bros, has a design minimalist, which I personally do. Like, I like this style you have on the top of the case. So, for that aspect, very good. And since this here isn't going to take up any space, guys, I have another surprise for you. And it's this monitor here, from the KYY brand. What is a portable monitor, 4K, where the resolution is 3840 by 2160. Wow. Where would we get a 4K resolution? Look, friend, this is going to be it. The colors are exquisite. You'll see them later. Okay, my brothers, what we have here is your cable feeding, which is via USB Type-C cable, where we can obviously connect it with our adapter that comes included, because if not, we couldn't connect it. But I won't give them any advance notice. That there. And we're going to leave this monitor to one side, and the rest that comes, logically, it is your manual with what it contains for us. Also, the way we can place our monitor with the support and the different forms of connection it brings us. This would be the cable HDMI to micro HDMI, and this one here is the cable USB Type-C, USB Type-C. And here we have the surprise of the monitor. Well, he comes with a basic guide on how to place it here. With this support that brings us this monitor here is basically 16 inches. And one of the things why I have grown quite fond of this one type of monitors is because it is very versatile. We can literally do it. Take and carry anywhere else on that side. From here, we have the buttons control, and in the part below here, we have the section to connect the USB Type-C cable, whether to connect to our PC or for power supply. But you'll see all of this here in a few moments. The first thing we are going to do is connect our source of power. We are going to use these cables here to see that all this, it works without any problem. In the manual, they recommend me to use this type of connection from here because I'm going to set the brightness to 100%. And if I only connect it with a cable USB Type-C, only allows me up to 85% if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to connect it directly to the power supply, which is obviously by cable USB Type-C, that I can also connect it directly with a USB Type-C cable to the mini PC. But in terms of volume and brightness, it's going to be a little limited because the cable will not support such intensity. So once the connections are completed well, here we almost have our setup ready. We have our mouse pad, and for this video I bring you this beautiful keyboard from the Mechlands brand. The Vibe 75 keyboard is a keyboard with a little LED screen that'll drive you crazy, because this here, as you know, if I don't bring a new product here to my channel, then I'm not Darek. And here we have it. The first thing we found is the coating of the Mechlands brand together, obviously, and the most important thing is the keyboard. Well, sometimes I say things that are too obvious, which in turn includes your user manual that, as I always tell you, I recommend you read, because here you'll find how to set the light functions and also what it brings us. Logically, it includes the USB Type-C cable and also its keycap and switch puller, so all good for that section. But aesthetically, it looks really, really good. I want you to listen to the sound of the keys. It sounds great. And up here, now we have the little LED screen that I mentioned at the beginning. And it also brings us triple connection, either by Bluetooth 2.4 GHz or USB Type-C cable. There you can see the effects that the keyboard has, and obviously it can also be adjusted in height, because if not, it wouldn't be a good keyboard. It has different ways to adjust it, either very high or in the standard form that wouldn't be too high or too low, so it has some really good adjustments. We proceed to connect our keyboard to our mini PC, and aesthetically, this looks extremely good because we can literally take our things, put them in our backpack or pocket, and take our setup anywhere if needed, because carrying a tower takes up a lot of space. The idea, obviously, of this setup here is to be portable. We can also place our mini PC behind the screen, and now what we're gonna do is the first startup, since the operating system comes with Windows 11 Pro already activated, so it gives us a totally free OEM license here on our PC. And here, we already have our PC turned on. I've already installed all the applications, but what I'm missing is optimizing the operating system of this PC. Because obviously, if I don't optimize it or install the integrated GPU drivers of this processor, well, no game's gonna run and we're gonna be super laggy. So we're gonna do that whole optimization process. And here in the task manager, you can see what shows up. Our processor, as I told you, is a Ryzen 7 7730U, 8 cores and 16 threads. We have 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. We've got one slot occupied, which is also expandable, and our 512 gigabyte storage drive, something that's right and standard for the price this PC costs. Because, yeah, the price of this PC is only around $280 if you apply the discount codes they give you on the page. Also, the link to this product is down below in the description of this video, so you can check it out and see the current price of this mini PC right here. But for now, we're gonna do the respective optimizations, because as you can see, our monitor, like I told you, is 4K, and we're only at a resolution of 1024 by 768, which means we have to optimize our PC and install the AMD drivers. What I'm gonna do at this moment is optimize the PC. First, what I'm gonna do is keep our Windows updated so we don't have problems with apps or the programs we're gonna use in the future. So for all the people who wanna know how I optimize my PC, well, as I tell you in all the videos, I have a full video dedicated to how to optimize your operating system totally free. It's hidden on the channel, so you have it below in the description of this video. And don't worry, because it won't damage your PC since we're not gonna touch anything essential. We're not touching any system logs or anything like that. We're just removing bloatware and other unnecessary stuff that comes pre-installed in our operating system to make it lighter and faster. And obviously, we're gonna activate some other options to give it more freedom and de-stress our processor. But you have all that down in the description of this video. Here, I'm already doing the restart process because I also downloaded some drivers, necessary stuff I need here for the PC. And now what I'm doing is using my famous script that I always use in all my videos, because it's the safest and I feel it's the one that does the least damage to your PC. Because if at some point you want to reset it or you feel like the script failed you or something like that, this one here creates a restore point. So we just restore our operating system and nothing happens. But in this case, I'm 100% confident with this script here. So I run it and also add other extra options. I want to uninstall Microsoft Copilot that I've never used and never will. I also remove OneDrive and disable background apps that in Windows 11, you can't just turn off like in Windows 10, because in Windows 10, it's just one click, but here it's a whole process. But with this script here, everything's automated. Once all this process is done, what you have to do is install our AMD drivers to be able to use our integrated graphics and actually see if this processor here can keep up with current games. Because remember, I've shown a lot of these mini PCs here, and the ones that really perform well with integrated graphics are from the 8000U series. Those, bro, handle all the games at over 100 frames per second. But with this processor here, I want to see if we can reach that same frames per second in open world games or competitive ones like Fortnite. So once the drivers are installed, you can already see that the screen resolution has changed, and we're going to do a quick setup here in our AMD Adrenalin profile. We leave it in performance mode, obviously. I've installed the latest version, so everything's fine, and we check the screen resolution. Here you can see we've got 3840 by 2160 at 60 Hz. Because yeah, this monitor being 4K is limited to 60 Hz. But hey, the quality of how the videos and everything look is really good. And here I also want to show you that our mini PC already comes with an active Windows 11 Pro license. As you can see, it says Windows 11 Pro license status activated. So all good, my bro, because we can format our PC and we'd still have the license activated. And after doing that, what I'm setting out to optimize next would be to remove animations and unnecessary things. They take away a bit of performance from our PC, so we removed all that there. We also removed transparency from our Windows customization. And after having completed this entire process, this is how they sound. The speakers of our monitor. Because yeah, this monitor already comes with speakers included. That's why I tell you that this here is minimalist and portable. We can take it anywhere. In this case, the speakers are on the sides very well because I can place them like this. And I feel that from the side, you can hear much better instead of coming out the bottom. So very good for the brand that placed the speakers sideways. Because for me, it sounds really good. And that's it, bros. After a good time configuring the operating system and installing the games and everything, we're gonna test it. It's time to really put this mini PC to the test. But I tell you personally that this mini PC we can use, whether for editing videos, editing photography in Photoshop, we can use it without any problem. The first game we're gonna try is Minecraft. We're also going to use our keyboard that's all Gucci. As you can see, the temperatures aren't bad at all because the GPU is at 67 degrees Celsius. Obviously, it's the integrated graphics, and what matters most to us is the CPU temperature, which is currently at 76 and 75 degrees Celsius. So what I'm gonna do is leave this configuration as default. Obviously, I'm gonna remove the FPS limit and the VSync because that limits my FPS, but I'm gonna leave the resolution at 4K just to see how we do in these games. Because obviously, for this mini PC, what's recommended is 1080p resolution. Otherwise, we'll overload our CPU. But hey, anything for the video. We're leaving it at 4K and more than anything because this monitor here is 4K and at the moment, it's giving us around 40 FPS. And if we move quickly, it drops a little. But hey, I think to play Minecraft at 30 to 40 frames per second in 4K, it's very good because we don't have drops of 2 or 3 frames per second. And if we move a little faster, well, it stays at 30 FPS, obviously. This here isn't recommended to play at 4K with this mini PC because we'd be over demanding the processor. We also remember that we only have 16 gigabytes of RAM. And as you can see above, 11 gigabytes of RAM is being used. That means we only have 5 gigabytes free for other background tasks. But I think, bros, that currently in 2025 for gaming, it's advisable to have 32 gigabytes of RAM, either DDR4 or DDR5. But still, my bros, let's push this. We'll demand as much as possible from the PC to the maximum. Let's see if it turns off. I'm gonna put 32 chunks and 32 render distance and the rest of the options at maximum. And also, the detail quality is fabulous. I know that this shouldn't be done here, but well, there we see how the PC suffers. We have 20 FPS, but hey, we're still in 4K, we're in 4K. And since this here is at 32 chunks, it's normal that we have this FPS drop. But my bros, what can I say? This is Minecraft, and it's normal for this to happen. And now what I'm gonna do, bros, is leave everything at minimum. And we have everything at minimum. 87 FPS, almost 90. Obviously, since everything's at minimum. Well, I haven't set the Chinese to the minimum, but it is a considerable amount, which is to have a greater viewing distance. But we still have 85 FPS. Well, we can give it a range of 80 FPS in 4K, but what I'm gonna do is leave the resolution we should play, which is 1080p, which would actually be the type of resolution for this mini PC here. With 1080p monitor, it would be ideal. And now, leaving everything at minimum with the chunks at 8%, because we have 200 FPS, 290, 302 FPS. That's why I tell you that this mini PC here with 1080p resolution is ideal for gaming in this section. But if we want multimedia in 4K, well, we can place it with this. The monitor still works fine. It doesn't get stuck on anything. And I'm gonna increase the chunks now to 12. We have around 150 to 160 with drops of 130 FPS. But look there, all the chunks have already loaded and we are at 250 frames per second. What do you think, bro? 250 FPS and we have the chunks at 12. And now I'm gonna leave everything at maximum. Everything at maximum except the chunks. And we have an average of 80 FPS. Now Minecraft looks more beautiful with normal chunks at 12, which would be normal. And now I'm gonna put everything at maximum. And now we have 50 FPS. Remember that in 4K, we had 30 frames per second. And with 1080p resolution, we increase 20 frames per second. Let's do it reverse, and I'm gonna leave everything at minimum again. As you can see, we remain above 200 FPS. So this PC here, to play Minecraft at 1080p, works without any problem. And the good thing is that it doesn't get hot at all, bro. So that's a strong point, because here, as you can see, the temperatures are at 75 and 76 degrees Celsius, something that's really, really good and assures us a very good life for this mini PC here. After having tested what Minecraft is, I'm going to give you another challenge for this PC here, which is GTA 5. Let's remember that GTA 5 currently has an update that makes it look prettier, but it consumes a lot. In this case, we're going to set the resolution to 4K. I know what's going to happen here, and the game is going to run very badly for us, because when we load it at 4K resolution, I think this PC won't be able to handle GTA 5 in that resolution. But we are here on my channel to do these performance tests, and I'm going to set it so that certain options are on very high and high by default, but I'm going to leave everything on high. I'm not going to put it on ultra, because that's where the PC would explode, you know? We hope the game restarts, and here we are. As I told you, it looks bad, bro. It looks really bad. 1 FPS. As you can see, the GPU is at 99% and the CPU is at 0, almost doing nothing. But we have 1 FPS, and that's visible given the amount of texture being rendered in real time at 4K. Well, obviously it's gonna look really, really bad. It's recommended, obviously, for this mini PC to play it at 1080p resolution. So let's change the resolution to 1080p. We're gonna be a little demanding, and the rest of the options we'll leave on normal graphics. Everything normal, obviously. We're also gonna disable certain options that I'm not gonna use, like tiling. And we're currently at 30 frames per second, which means GTA 5, yes, it consumes a lot, because since Rockstar released the graphics update, GTA 5 consumes more than before, because before, with a potato PC, you could more or less run GTA 5, but now I only reach 30 to 40 frames per second. So what I'm gonna do now is lower the screen resolution. I'm gonna lower it a little to 1366 by 768, and the rest of the options, obviously on normal. And we'll see how many FPS we get. 48 FPS? Okay, not bad because we even went up to 50, but we had to sacrifice some screen resolution. But hey, this mini PC still holds its own without any problem, because the GPU is at 73 degrees Celsius and CPU at 75 degrees Celsius. It's not bad at all, and now it looks smoother. Now GTA 5 is playable because we have constant FPS with a drop down to 44 FPS, but hey, we don't go below 30. So this is playable for me. For open world games, it's playable without any problem. So we can say that at this resolution, GTA 5 works without any problem. And now I'm gonna lower it a little more. Resolution at 1280 by 720. We're just gonna try how it looks, and if there isn't much difference in graphics or FPS. But at the moment, we have almost 60 FPS, bro, and stuff that we are driving and has to generate greater viewing distance. But everything is normal, and with slightly lower resolution. Well, the game doesn't look that bad, bro, but it doesn't go below 50 FPS, and I think this setting here is ideal for GTA 5 with this mini PC. From here, we remember that we're using a PC, literally, that doesn't even cost $300. It's because, with the discount codes, it's usually between $270 and $280. So this mini PC here is very, very good working. I still want more FPS, so I'm gonna set the resolution to 800 by 600. This is the lowest resolution that can be on a monitor, and so we don't get so many FPS, 80 to 70. And all this is due, as I told you at the beginning, to the improvement of the graphics that were added. GTA 5, now we have this FPS limitation, because currently, to play GTA 5, you need a good dedicated GPU to be able to run it at more than 100 FPS. Obviously, with other mini PCs here that you're watching on their screens, with this mini PC, we can do it, run at more than 100 FPS, but obviously, that other mini PC from there had a more powerful processor than the one here, and it cost $400, and we could move it at over 100 FPS. But in this case, it gets a little tough, reaching 70 FPS. But hey, it's playable. It's playable. It would also be a matter of tweaking some configurations within the game, and so on. We could get more FPS, but hey, GTA 5 can still be considered playable even if we don't reach so many FPS. So GTA 5 happened, the test, bro. The next game I'm gonna try is a crazy one, because it's God of War. I know that God of War is also gonna be tough for us here, because obviously we have 16 gigabytes of RAM, we're quite limited. But hey, dreaming doesn't cost anything. And since we have the game at hand, we're gonna try it. And as you can see already, for now, we're at 20 FPS, and that's what we're running. FSR, we have 20 FPS and we have good visual quality, but I feel like it's quite laggy, bro. I feel like the mouse and keyboard aren't going to the spots that I want, but, well, let's continue making some configurations here in the FSR section, and we'll leave you with a sharpness of 0.4. But bro, we didn't even reach 20 FPS, so I can tell you, yes, that if you want to play God of War, it's going to be impossible, and the game is worth it. I do have more hope for Fortnite, and you gotta think, but how is Fortnite gonna run at 3 FPS if it's the game that updates the most? Well, I'm here to tell you no. Fortnite is actually better optimized than ever. And that's what I'm gonna show you right now. Because we're on 1080p, we're obviously not gonna test 4K, just 1080p. Let's leave the FPS unlimited and the rest of the configuration on competitive, textures on low and visual distance. And here we are in creative. And as you can see, we're at 84 to 71 FPS. And that's what we have. 3D resolution 100%. But hey, as long as it can be edited, everything is fine. And what surprises me is that here, we're running better than in other games. Bro, I also thought Fortnite was gonna be a little worse for us. But look, the FPS has already stabilized, and now it lets me do triple edits. And that's not even considering we're on a $300 PC. Bro, we're literally on a PC under $300 playing Fortnite. And I also think I'm gonna dedicate a special video to it on my Fortnite channel. So all the people who love me, follow me on my other channel, Derek FN. Well, you can go check it. You have it down in the description of this video too. And what I'm gonna do right now is set the 3D resolution to 80% just to get more stable FPS. And okay, the FPS went up and the temperature also stays normal. 74 and 78 on the CPU, but hey, that's normal. More than anything, this mini PC is compact and the temperature is normal, it's acceptable. So I can tell you, for now, everything is fine. Everything's fine, Gucci. 90 frames per second at 68 is fine. It's fine. Extremely good. Now, I don't feel there's so much FPS limitation, but it feels smoother, and we're at 80%. But another important thing is that we can do triple edits. It really lets us do triple edits. It means the PC works wonders for us. In my case, it runs them without any problem with triple edits, and I play at 90 ping here in my country. And what can I say? Ping doesn't limit us if we really want to play. And now, bro, we're here in Battle Royale. I want to show you the configuration we're using. 1080p, all on high. I've left 3D resolution at 80, and the visual distance still remains. And we're dropping in Battle Royale. We have 45 to 55 frames per second, but already dropping. Obviously, the FPS isn't going to be more stable because the map is bigger now, and we're rolling 60 FPS. We usually go above or below, but it's not extreme, so it's extremely good. Because as you can see for now, I haven't felt any hitch in Fortnite here. And while I'm recording this video, I realized Fortnite has been updated. Bro, they already released the Halloween theme, but I recorded this 2 days before they released it. But hey bro, let's lower the screen resolution a little. We'll leave it at 1280 by 720 and 3D resolution still at 80%. So as not to screw up the gaming experience, we have 89 frames per second. I believe that with this resolution here, which would be like a stretched resolution, we can maintain more FPS. Obviously, we're at 80, and well, we have 77 to 80, which is extremely good, bro. I want you to tell me below what you think at the moment with this resolution that we're using. And now, what I'm gonna do, bro, is lower it to 75%, the 3D resolution, and I'm gonna leave the viewing distance at close. As you can see, now we're almost at 100 FPS. Bro, look, and we have the hammer effect at 80 FPS. It doesn't go below 70 FPS, everything is fine. Bro, here I'm gonna do a triple edit, and now I get it without any problem. The triple edits obviously have to come out, because we're great, and remember that our monitor is 4K, but we're in a lower resolution, more than anything, for the gaming that works best for us. Although the only bad thing is that we have 60 Hz, bro. If this monitor here was 120 Hz, it would look much better and feel smoother, but well, that's what we actually have. Because this monitor is 4K, the normal thing is that it's at 60 Hz, but it would be excellent if it went further in the number of Hz. But hey bro, what can you ask for? Not everything in life is perfect. And how can you be realizing all this? It's very nice. No, I don't feel there's a lot of FPS drop. It would be normal for what's being done, paying for this PC here, that costs less than $300. So bro, all these products we tested today will be down in the description of this video. Both the monitor, mini PC, keyboard, and mouse, everything works, down in the description of this video. And if you want to optimize your PC, remember that this PC here is extremely cheap. And well, we've achieved a good amount of FPS, because if we didn't perform any optimization, believe me, we wouldn't even reach 60 FPS. But obviously, optimizing the PC, we can get more FPS. So remember, Remember that my optimization guide, you also have it below in the description of this video, fully updated for both AMD and Nvidia without damaging your PC, obviously, and totally free. Because the truth is, I've seen many people selling Fortnite optimizations and Windows tweaks in general, and I say, why sell an optimization that actually everyone could do totally free? But obviously, there are certain optimizations they perform, already modifying the system registry by removing Windows security. And the truth is, I don't recommend that, because that way you might get 5 or 3 more FPS, but do you really think 3 FPS is worth it? It's not worth risking your device's security, like having your account stolen. Let's say you have PayPal, your Instagram profile, or something like that. You'd be afraid of being hacked. Well, I don't think it's worth it to increase 3 more FPS by removing Windows security. So bro, that's a tip from your friend Derek. With nothing more to say, I'm saying goodbye to this video because this mini PC has really surprised me. And also remember that on my Darek FN channel, there's gonna be a dedicated video of this PC. Having said all this, I say goodbye. Take care of yourselves, do your homework, listen to your parents, and without anything else to say, see you in the next video.